Hi guys, welcome to Challenge the Road. We've got to go through this. I mean, it's just a joke really, but we've got to go through the numbers. I've done some numbers last night. I've been watching quite a lot of other people's videos on this, but I wanted to just go through it myself, talk about it. So basically the government have decided that everyone who had their EVs, which has been great, hasn't it? You know, you've had to pay £1 for charging when you go out. Half the time they blow up. But anyway, now what we're going to do, because you've saved quite a lot of money and now I'm losing money as a government because obviously there's less fuel. Oh yeah, didn't think about that, did we? Who told us about losing fuel? Well, okay, so we're losing fuel duty because we're not getting as much fuel because we're charging from home. What we're going to do, and this is an article here from Fleet News, this is really going to enjoy this. We're going to put a tax, pence per mile tax on your plug-in hybrid, which is annoying because I like the plug-in hybrids, and your electric cars. And I thought, I'm going to work out some of the figures because I like all the figures on there. So anyway, basically, it looks like in this budget that Rachel Reeves is going to bring out in the autumn budget a pence per mile. Now, this got me thinking, because how are you going to enforce this? So a pence per mile tax. We're going to be tracked, more tracked. Now I'll tell you a little story actually. I learned that a GT3 RS recently, because on the GT3 RS that I've got, you have to do a run-in of 900 odd miles on the car. And I thought, I can't be arsed. I'm just going to take it on track. These cars should be developed and should be running. Luckily, I didn't. So anyway, I heard this story and it said they were on the track, 150 mile an hour, getting calls from Porsche to say you're doing 150 mile an hour. The guy was on a track anyway, and you're in the running period for the car and you shouldn't be doing it. And it just made me think, geez, how much do people know on us on the cars? And just going back to I was trying to think about the old days of just being able to drive somewhere and thinking no one knew where I was, which I should do again. Anyway, going back to this. They are going to tax you, it looks like. And normally they just put these feelers out so people then don't go as crazy as they would and be in France and blow up everything. So anyway, what they're going to do is 3p a mile for EVs, and it looks like there's a lower tax. So we'll read it through. Full electric cars are expected to attract a new charge in additional to existing road taxes. Now, the other thing is it looks like they're going to raise your road tax to 195. Plus, and I'm assuming this from what I've looked at, and I'm happy to be wrong, luxury car tax. So I'm thinking, right, so you're £600. Then 3p a mile for your EV. And I've done a little calculation here. I mean, this is just a chat between us, but it's not. But 10,000 miles, I don't know, you might do 5, you might do 15. So 10,000 miles in your EV hybrid's going to be roughly £300. Then I've got road tax of 195, and then I think you will have luxury car tax. There are more EVs under £40,000, but there hasn't been. A Porsche Taycan or whatever, they've always been over 40, even Q4s. 425. So I make that to run your car for 10,000 miles, £920. Okay, now you've got your home charging, fine. And I think that is obviously what I feel is the best way, absolutely. But if you're in a flat, what do you do? Chuck a 100-metre cable down and then plug it in across the road, across the thing? No. The cost of public charging then is just a joke at the moment. That has to be looked at. And I've said that for ages. You've seen all my previous videos. I'm not silly. You're not silly. If you watch this channel, you're not silly. You know the game. And they are just ripping us off, basically. The government should come in. It should be a lot cheaper. Anyway. I just feel it's going to almost be like the end of the car industry for electric, and I think all these manufacturers are now going to be basically crapping themselves, because you're going to walk in and go, right, well, how many miles do I do? And I think about that and I think, I don't know, sometimes I might do 12, I might do 8, I might do 20. In the Taycan, I really enjoyed that car to drive. And I was doing quite a lot of miles, and I was under the impression that if I charged at, this is how I think, it's crazy, but I think if I charge at night and it's cheap, I want to go out the next night and have a really good drive. And now I'm going to be charged. So even though I've saved on that, I'm then charged to go out for a drive, because I was thinking in my mind that I've got cheap motoring. You know, I could go out, drive that for next to nothing, come back, plug it in. If you've got solar panels as well, and maybe that is the problem, because the government are now putting in that they want double the amount of solar. I mean, that's good for me. I have got a solar business and sales are good, but obviously then they've got no revenue off electric, you know, because it's coming from the solar. Then it's making me think, our electricity bills are next, aren't they? That's going to be really I think it's 5% at the moment. That is going to go up. That's going to be the same as fuel. That's going to be 20%. And it just feels like, I know, you know, tax. And I know, yeah, you know, you feel like you just have to keep working more. Like at the moment, I feel like I'm working like all the time, which is fair enough, fine. But as long as the people in charge are using the money in the right way, that would feel a lot better. But what's your views on this? I'm really interested in your views on pence per mile, how it's going to be enforced, tracking. Wow. I'm trying to, and also I'd like to know, like, are they going to backdate this? So if it's coming in 2028 from this article, how you backdate it? How does that work? Are we all tracked on these electric cars anyway, and they can just turn a switch? Do I have to send in, or do I have an app that links to my car that tracks? There's quite a lot to go through on this. I'm actually hoping it doesn't come out, but the way people are talking and they try and leak stuff. I mean, we're going to know. I mean, I'll do a video as soon as that budget comes out. Probably, I'm going to actually do a video probably across everything from that budget, because I've got a good idea of business, you know, pretty sensible. I'd just like to do that video. So yeah, please like, share, subscribe. I know you're enjoying this lion's mane and that. I can see on the videos that people are linking into the store. We really appreciate your support on that. Me and Jade have had so much good feedback. Roll-on's going really well. We've got magnesium, we've got lion's mane. It's going really well for us. So we really appreciate that. Please like, share, subscribe. I've got more coming soon.